Hey there, it's Melissa Benaroya with Childproof Parenting, and I wanted to jump in today to answer one of your questions. I love it when you respond to my emails because you give me great ideas on additional topics to write on and also create courses that will meet all of your needs. So there were two emails. One was a parent asking, hey, I've been getting your information about parenting toddlers and preschoolers. Do you have something specific for elementary school kids? And the answer to that is yes and yes, because all of the information that I share via email and in my courses and webinars is really applicable to parents of children of all ages. So many times I will use examples for parents that have younger kids, but all of the information applies to pretty much all ages and stages. And I'm going to be revamping the Childproof Parenting online course so that way it is more applicable to parents of children of all ages. So I know right now you may have noticed that that course is specific to parents of toddlers and preschoolers, but it's going to expand. So I wanted to talk today a little bit to answer this question from Christina. So I'm going to read it and then respond. So she shared that she has children that are 1.5, 3.5, 6.5, and also she has 2 teenagers as stepchildren. She says she's having a hard time finding a universal way of communicating and disciplining all of the children since there is a wide range and different personality types. She says she finds that her 6-year-old and her, oops, that just went out, and her teenager are the most difficult to communicate with and set boundaries with. She says it's easy for me to go from 0 to 10, I think we can all relate, in a matter of minutes, or let my children's behavior get the best of my emotions. So I wanted to answer that, from 2 different perspectives. So number one, I think when you are clear about your parenting style and your strategies, you can implement the same tools and strategies and responses to tailor to any age or stage. Yes, responding and setting limits with a 6-year-old may sound a little bit different than a teenager, but pretty much the language, the bones of your response will be the same. Because as you may know, the toddler stage looks a lot like the teenage years. There is this brain rewiring that takes place, if you will. If you're familiar with Dan Siegel's work, he spends a lot of time in Brainstorm talking about the rewiring of the brain. So kids tend to fall back into similar behavior patterns when they're teenagers as you probably saw in their toddler preschool years. Now, one thing I want to note is if you have clear strategy, philosophy, and set of tools, you work hard on that during the early years of your child's life, I promise that the teenage years will be so much easier. I have a teenager myself, so I know. And is it easy raising a teenager? No, but I do feel confident. I do have a strong relationship with her, and I'm still working on how to respond to some new challenges that I haven't faced before with my daughter that's a teenager. So I do want to say that there are a lot of tools and strategies, and it depends on your strategy. Like if sitting in the corner or counting to 10, is your strategy? No, that is not going to work with a teenager. But there are so many, and pretty much all of the tools and strategies that I share during the Childproof Parenting course does apply to children of all ages and stages. Now, the other thing that you mentioned is having a hard time not going from 0 to 10 in a matter of seconds or minutes. That is an issue, I would say, for all parents. This idea that there's really calm parents. That's just kind of a fallacy because we all have emotions and we respond strongly to the emotions of our children, primarily because we have mirror neurons in our brain, and those mirror neurons replicate the emotions of those around us. So this is also a practice, a parenting strategy that we spend a lot of time on in childproof parenting, is focusing on staying calm and connecting with our kids. And if you want to work on that, I do have a free course on the Childproof Parenting website. It is the Keep Calm course. And it's, I believe it's a 7-day email course, and you will receive emails daily with information and practices on how you can keep calm. And there's a tracking sheet so you can stay accountable to yourself in implementing the strategies that are suggested to you. So I would say that is probably, if that is your issue, I would say start there, because anything else that you say or do is just not going to be as effective unless you are calm and present and connected to your rational brain. So I hope that answers your question in full. I think even though you have a teenager, if you were to take a childproof parenting course, you would have the skills and tools to manage and respond to all of your kids. And we do have live coaching calls during that course when it's a live course. And those of you that have signed up for the course while it's not live still get access to live coaching calls. They happen once a month. You can send in questions to me where I will interact with you over video. It's recorded, so if you miss the coaching call, you can still get my response. Ideally, it's best if you're there, so we kind of have a little back and forth. You can kind of fill in the blanks when I have some questions, so we really can get down to it. So that's a great place if you have an older child to get some help in situations that are a little bit different than those that happen with younger kids. So totally appropriate. If you have any questions about the courses or how you can apply these tools and strategies to older kids, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at melissa@childproofparenting.com. All right, so I just wanted to be able to respond to that because I get lots of great emails and I wish I could respond to them all live, but that one just popped in. I noticed that, so I wanted to make sure I was here to respond in full. I'm not as good at typing, so I wanted to be here and just in case you are here as well. I also want to remind those of you that are on my mailing list, and if you're not, you are welcome to join us. You can do that at childproofparenting.com. There are lots of ways that you can share your email with me so I can send you bi-weekly updates with great parenting tips and downloads and strategies and special offers. So feel free to join that. I do want to remind those of you that have already got my email that I am moving this week, and I'm moving to another country, and I'm still going to be available to you through these courses. I'm also available for coaching. I have a ton of coaching clients that I'm going to be working with and continue to work with while I am in Costa Rica. So please don't feel like I have left you. I am here, I am present, and I am here to support you. So I wanted to remind you that even though I have moved quite a far distance, I am as close as a phone call or a Skype call. All right, well, if you have any questions, feel free to send them in. I do have a topic that I want to cover in our next video about managing summer challenges that come here in the United States. We are just entering summer. Actually, yesterday was the first day of summer. Happy summer, everybody. But, you know, with the summer, without as much structure or routine, things can get a little bit crazy. We can get a little bit lazy, let's be honest. So I wanted to share a few tips with you about that. I also am going to cover in the next few weeks some tools to encouraging your child to not only eat, but make healthy choices as well. So please stay tuned for that. If you are having challenges getting your child just to sit at the table, eat healthy foods, please jump in, send those questions to me because I'm going to be addressing that in full. All right, everybody. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. It's going to be a little bit different because at this time I will be on an airplane and moving my family, but I will be present and I will respond. So please do not hesitate to reach out. All right, have a fantastic weekend and I will see you soon. Bye for now.